I actually got into it on my own in '89. I was working for my parents at their garage, and they shut the business down. So I got word from my mother on Thursday that the business was going to close, and they shut it down on Friday. I had an IROC Z Camaro. I had worked hard and bought that car and paid for it. And I literally put that car on the market that Thursday when I was told that the shop would close. And I actually sold the car on a Friday. And so went and purchased an old wrecker and went to work. The only thing I got out of my parents was that phone number that's up there on the door. I told them, I said, we want that phone number. So I got the phone number and went back to work on Monday. Everything's pretty much grown from there. That original few $100 investment, I think I paid $3,500 for the old wrecker. Pretty much business has taken care of itself since then. We've got a good staff, we've got a good group of drivers, good group of operators, and just we're very blessed with good people. We really are. We've got a good support staff. I mean, Crouches and all of our vendors. You don't want to leave vendors out of the equation because vendors are very important. And all of our vendors are very supportive and help us in ways that promote our business. I came back into doing business with Miller through Crouches, I believe in 2018. We've bought multiple heavies from Crouches. I don't know how many rollbacks and wreckers and that kind of stuff, but a lot. And I've been very, very pleased with the service, very pleased with the people, very pleased with the product. I don't shop vendors. This is my vendor. I don't look elsewhere. It's my vendor. And Steve is that kind of salesman, that kind of employee to Bob, and we enjoy doing business with Bob. And look forward to years and years of the same thing in the future. I got a love and a passion for it. You got to have a love and a passion for this. If you do not, you won't make it. Because this is not something where you go to work at 9 o'clock in the morning and come home at 5. It don't work that way. This is something that, you get called out right when you've sat down to eat, or you get called out when you sit down at church. It's constantly that way. This whole thing here is a lifestyle. This ain't a job. And a man that thinks it's a job, he ain't gonna make it doing this. It's a lifestyle. You love it or you don't. I have 2 children, 3 grandchildren. Hopefully they become more involved in the business. I want them to come take it and run it and give it to the next generation after my grandchildren. For years I fought with that, and I said, well, I want them to have a top-notch education. I don't want them involved in this, and the older I've got, the more I've reconsidered that. I do want them involved in this. This is a good thing. There's no shame in this industry. This is a great industry. To do what we do for the public, we don't get any credit for it. What we get is the small amount of money we get for taking care of the work. But the truth is, these people that do this work are just as important as anybody else that responds to an accident. They don't get that recognition, and that's a great shame. It's kind of funny sometimes that people don't know. They think the government takes care of it. They think the fire department cleaned it up or the state trooper cleaned it up. No, it's these guys. These guys right here. And when I say these guys, I don't just mean our company. I mean every company. Every towing company in the United States. These are people that are passionate about what they do. They love it. And for the most part, they're good people. And I feel honored to be a part of that, and honored to be honest with you, honored to have Crouches as one of my vendors. And Steve is my salesman. Model guy, takes care of business. It's an honor and in my opinion, an honor and a privilege to be involved in this business. It's a great business. I reluctantly even call it a business, because if a man don't have a heart for this, he's not gonna stay there. Biggest thing that Kevin Goodyear has learned is that he don't know everything. These machines, while they help people, they can kill people. What we do is vitally important. One of the top things I've learned, I ain't nothing, and I don't know everything about this. I go out there every day and I try to approach it with a humble spirit and a good heart, and that's what I try to do.